Yeah, hi everybody. Welcome to today's review and forecast from PointCab. We put a little bit something together for you to give you an idea what we've been doing over the last year and what's to come in the coming months, or actually also over the term of 2021. Um, so first of all, we're going to start out with a review of PointCab, then a review of our software itself. So PointCab as a company, review PointCab as a software, and then the forecast for PointCab as a company, followed by again the forecast on our software. So what we did is we hired two new developers for the year 2020, as well as one new office manager. The two developers you might come across, one of them is Arne, one of them is Festim, and our new office manager is Sulava. Some of you that have dealt with PointCab before have maybe come across in regards to uh, buying a license or receiving an invoice, anything down that road. And we also stocked up on a media designer, which Nikki uses. Nikki, our marketing manager, uses to help her with all of our marketing efforts that we've been working on very strongly over the year 2020. Um, yeah, well, we had something really, really good going on in 2020, and that was our COVID-19 webinars, as you would call them. It was a free series of webinars that were also led by Nikki Herber, our marketing manager, and she had also partnered up with various companies such as Laser Scanning Europe, Scantra, Geoslam, Navis, and a couple of others to have joint webinars, which came across really nicely and well approved by the community out there. Also, then we have a very good news on our projection for the U.S. We have partnered up with Siler Instruments, and they are now our master value added reseller for the U.S. And this is still in the beginning, but we have presented our partnership in late September this year, I think it was. I'm not entirely sure on the date. And we'll see where this goes from now. So we're very happy to see that we have a partner taking care for the US in US time, um, supporting all of our US customers. This should make things lots easier in the future. In terms of our software, we have now new import formats and export formats for companies such as Bentley, SEMA, and Regal. Bentley MicroStation is, I think, well known for everybody out there. Um, just also to be sure that we have a better connection to these softwares. We also now have a significantly faster calculation going on for multi-core computers. I mean, it's not really a big change for a regular single-core computer, but since we're talking about multi-core laptops and big machines with 16 and 20 and 24 core, we had to basically adapt the way we compute and speed it up the calculations very significantly. Um, we also now have the nonlinear transformation. The nonlinear transformation basically helps to correct distortions from mobile mapping systems by using ground control points. Um, that is very helpful for anybody out there, for instance, with a SLAM unit like a GeoSLAM unit or a Navis unit or any other mobile mapping device. Then also we have many optimizations that we did in our GUI, which is basically the user interface, and bug fixes, not just meaning bugs that we basically produced while programming, also, and that needs to be said, software is also a, a big, there's various parts of software that basically come together, and there's also outside software outside of PointCab being used which has new SDKs and where we have to fix various things or update things and be sure that all of those different parts work together. That is something not known to everybody, but I'm sure if you want to talk more in depth about that, some of our dev guys, I'm sure, can tell you more about it. Then we have good news on our Revit plugin. We have now a bounding box available, which basically means you can reserve yourself a space where you want to place anything, any object at a later date. For example, a table, pillar, a stool, or anything down that road. It's fully up to you. You can basically create a bounding box, put it in a place where at a later point of time that information is going to be transferred by you. Then we can now transfer vector lines within a click of the Revit plugin right into your Revit CAD software. This also accounts for floor plans and sections. Very neat feature, speeds up your work process a lot. Same thing accounts pretty much for our mesh. So also again here you can transfer a mesh with just a click right into your Revit software. Again, a very speedy workflow that I think any of you already using our Revit plugin are really going to love, and any of you who are going to acquire this plugin are really going to enjoy. Now we also have the Revit 21 support, which is very important. So we do support the latest version of Revit. And again, of course, as always with software, we have diverse bug fixes that have been done in this regard. Forecast on PointCab as a company, certainly trade fairs, all of you know, COVID-19 was basically a year that did not let us participate anywhere in the world. Usually we are around the world on various exhibitions and trade fairs showing what PointCab can do and consulting with customers, which wasn't really possible in 2020. And we hope that we will have international events next year that we all can participate and we all can come together again. As all of us right now are making this first digital experience we're doing right now for the Intergeo 2020, which all of you will probably see is a very different experience than we had so far. The webinar series was so good that we're definitely going to have that going on for the year 2021. We hope that all our partners and other new partners are in for a repetition for the next year, and so we're really looking forward to that. Also, we are working on new products. We're working on new markets and new verticals where we see software we have to be in place and also software we're working on to be fitting. Forecast on software, a little outlook to PointCab 4.0. You will probably notice with the different presentations you can see we're having it Intergeo right now. We are not showing you too much about PointCab 4.0. Reason for that is we hadn't planned for Intergeo, and I think many of you out there hadn't planned with Intergeo because it was so unsure uh, if it would be taking place physically. Nobody knew about the digital version until very late. So all of our timelines in regard to development timelines were pushed back a bit and we're set to finish most of our things in a timely manner by the end of 2020, which is of course in December, and we are now in mid-October. So what we can tell you for now, to just give you a brief overview, is that we now have a CAD layer management for all managements. That meaning before, when transferring 3D points, for instance, that you had placed on a door or a window, which would then, of course, be different layers in your CAD system, wouldn't necessarily be the same on our end, but this now happens. So there's a identification, a detection that makes everything understood and moves everything into the right layer when moving elements. So that's a very a very convenient feature. Um, we have a new designed toolbar. It's basically there's I think understand I've only seen it once. There's like three options you can choose from how you set up the different toolbars and buttons to your own liking. I think there's one where you can literally um, boil it down to only like two or three buttons on the top, the ones that you need most, and all the others are not seen. But I think there's going to be a little video on that later on, where we're going to show you exactly how you can customize that toolbar to your own liking, or just keep it in the original way. Then we have fully customizable shortcuts. That's very convenient because lots of you out there like to work with shortcuts. Now you have the availability to customize any function in PointCab with a shortcut, and it's going to be the one you choose. So it's fully open for customization on your end. Then we have plane extraction in PointCab, which is super exciting because rather than just moving points, we can now have a full plane, let's just say like a wall, for instance, like a full wall that you can go ahead and extract and move over into your CAD system in one piece. We also have new ortho photo sheets. We used to call those layers, but that's definitely the wrong term to talk about. So an orthophoto basically exists of 5 different sheets, and those used to not calculate in a parallel order. They all calculate at the same time, all 5 sheets, which also again changes the process and speeds things up very much. Then all of you that already know PointCab knows that we had a feature when you upload a point cloud that you could choose between uploading point cloud information for a terrestrial laser scanner or for a mobile mapping system or for an airborne laser scanner. Now we also have an option and settings for the hand scanner projects such as Arctic and Mantis, which have much higher resolution and are much more exact in their point cloud, much more precise than you would find any other regular LiDAR scanner that we know. Super exciting news. That's why here in orange, we now have a new free PointCab viewer, which is fully portable, which basically allows you to place this viewer. It's really small, very nimble. I was told it's going to be somewhere around 50 megabytes, maybe a little bit more. You can place this on your USB stick together with your project, your point cloud, send it to your customer or give it to your customer, and he can go ahead and just with no issue without having an installer going on, open up this viewer and view all of the information that you have given him, and at the same time there is measurement capability in there, so they can also take measurements in there. So very convenient tool. One of the ones of you that know our web export, this is probably the future, if you ask me. But we'll see how customers are going to like this. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up for that part. We will have talking about 2021 more new functionality for Revit. Working on pipes that was a request that many customers have to be able to work with pipes and detect pipes, and also clash detection. The 4 bricks, you're seeing the sneak previews right now at Intergeo. We will have our first release, which we are very happy we could produce with only the help of customers out there using BricsCAD and helping us and making us understand what is relevant for a BricsCAD user and where do they see the benefit for the BricsCAD plugin. And we had a release, I think maybe just a year ago for the first time for our beta users, and we didn't hit the spot yet. And with all of the feedback we got, we now have a release ready that is worth your while. So we're very happy about that. Last but not least, we also are introducing a new LSD SDK, which is very interesting for our business-to-business car partners. So interesting for any CAD manufacturer out there that wants to work with point clouds and wants to be sure he has more than just the usual E57 XYZ, that wants to have many proprietary formats um, that we have available in our SDK, making your software more versatile all over. If you want to know more about that, again, please be sure to talk to our support people, and we'll get a meeting set up for you to give you a better understanding of what that means. Any questions on that right now? Well, then, thank you very much, and enjoy the show. And please be sure to come back to our support team. You can reach us on support@pointcab-software.com, or just go to our website and find our details. Thank you, and have a good day.
PointCab. All point clouds, one software.